What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and the border crisis just continues to get worse for President Biden and, well, the entire US and all southern states here. Take a look at what happened here. Just yesterday, over 1,000 migrants rushed a bridge linking Mexico to the US in El Paso, Texas. And US Customs and Border Protection have since increased the number of agents at the border in response to a sudden rush of this happening here. Take a look at this video. It's insane.
¡Ay! ¡Que me va a disparar! ¡Ah! ¡Están disparando!
Y andaban de esas patrullitas de esas negras en las que estaban
Yeah, so you can let me know your thoughts on that because these migrants keep trying to or are coming over illegally, trying to force their way over every single day into the US. Some make it, some don't. And a lot of those were Venezuelan refugees or migrants, also reportedly. So you can let me know your thoughts here on this. Also, the case from East Palestine is still ongoing, and some of the residents just confronted the CEO from the East Palestine train crash. Take a listen to this.
I live in a house that's probably the closest of any of these, and it's a shame. And this is probably the next closest one. And our house is, it's been inspected, it's been this, it's been that. I'm afraid to put my dog out just to pee. I mean, he's only on this tall. So, I don't feel safe in this town now. You took it away from me. You took us away from this. You seem like a sincere man. I'm not calling you names. I'm not, but your company stinks because they're not watching what's going on. Workers don't pay attention nowadays. Supervisors make workers work. You got to do something about this. I lost a lot. I lost the value of my home. I'm only one block. I can throw a stone to that burner. And what do we do now? I come back from Chicago 4 days. I was in Chicago for 4 days. I came home the other day. I put the garage door up. We pulled in the garage, got out of the car, put the garage door down. As soon as we got out of that car, the smell came back to us right away. Instant headache. I'm 65 years old, a diabetic, AFib heart disease, everything. Now, did you shorten my life now? I want to retire and enjoy it. How are we going to enjoy it? You burned me. We were going to sell our house. Our value went poof. Do I mow the grass? Can I plant tomatoes next summer? What can I do? I'm afraid to. And it's in the air. Every day I cough. A little cough here, a little cough there. I've never had that. I got rashes on my cheeks and all my arms from the derailment. I don't call it a derailment. I call it a disaster. It's Norfolk's disaster, not a train derailment. I'm an honest. I shoot from the hip, just like the governor just told us. I tell you the truth. You seem like a family man, a great guy and all, but you know what? Like I said, your company has to do something.
How are you going to make it up to him, Mr. Shaw? How are you going to make it up to Jim Stewart and all the other families?
Jim, thank you for those comments. I hear you. I'm terribly sorry that this has happened to this community. What I can do and what I will do is make it right. We're going to get the cleanup right. We're going to reimburse the citizens. We're going to invest in the long-term health of this community. I'm going to see this through, and we're going to be here. And we're going to work with these community leaders to help it thrive. I think you heard the mayor talk about, making this community even better. And that's what I'm picking up as I'm talking to community leaders and citizens. We're looking for ideas from the community on where we can help and things that we can do.
Well, would you be willing to buy
That's why
their
we have
houses?
somebody.
Will you buy them out of their houses at the property value so Jim can retire? That's making it right? Step up.
We're gonna. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I interrupted you.
You're good.
Jim wants to hear your answer.
We're going to do what's right for this community.
Well, that's
That's
what's
my
right.
commitment.
But your derailment, did it change me now? It's made me an angry man. I'm a Christian. I love the Lord. But you've made me angry. And I don't want to be like that. I want you to respect me like I respect you right now. And like I said, I lost everything now. I worked hard. I'm still working. I'm my 44th year at my job. I wanted to get out. Now I'm just stuck.
Yeah, and now we're learning more that hundreds of rail cars have been ordered to be removed from service due to more derailment risks. And remember, Norfolk Southern had a derailment while he was testifying at Congress. Remember, there's over 1,000 train derailments or crashes every year. That's how common this happens. Yeah, you can see here, train companies have been warned to remove certain cars from service after Norfolk Southern discovered loose wheels on rail cars during the cleanup of the derailment in Ohio. The discovery adds to Norfolk Southern's safety troubles and headaches amid multiple investigations from the National Transportation Safety Board and the Federal Railroad Administration. After Norfolk's discovery, the Association of American Railroads issued an advisory to stop using steel coil cars with those wheels due to an increased risk of an out-of-gauge derailment. This is an uncommon defect that can create horizontal movement in the car as it travels down the track and could lead to derailment. 675 cars were initially identified and impacted by the advisory already. And the cars should not be used or interchanged until those wheel sets can be replaced. Now, if they were doing safety inspections, like they should be, these are the type of things that would have been found before these train disasters would have happened. But this is the type of things that happen when they have massive budget cuts and employee cuts and safety standard cuts that have happened over the past several years. And this is where the scrutiny and the criticism comes from. And remember that Norfolk Southern is a multi-billion-dollar company. They make billions of dollars every single year and has fought having improved safety standards like advanced braking systems and having more safety inspections. And they do the safety inspections after the crashes happen. I mean, please let me know your thoughts in the comments, because this is the type of stuff that our country needs to move forward on, not backwards. We shouldn't be inspecting our vehicles after they crash. We should be inspecting the vehicles before they crash. And remember, I owned a fleet, one of the largest in Ohio, on party buses, limo buses, limousines, and transportation in Ohio. And I sold it back in 2012. I started it with one car and I sold it at 15,000 customers. So I have an idea of what I'm talking about. And the reality of it is that I actually kept spare batteries. I actually had transmissions in stock, alternators, all sorts of things. I had 3 mechanics, part-time and full-time there every single day, and I actually subbed out some of my stuff to local things because I realized that if my cars went down, my limos, my buses went down, I would actually lose more money by having them out of service, even sometimes for a day or a week. And sometimes I would have a very mad bride at me or a very mad, group of guests at me if my limo or bus or transportation didn't show up and they expected it to. This is why I kept spare parts in stock because if I had to order it and it literally cost me a day sometimes, it would cost me more money and more headache than just keeping it in stock, let alone safety inspections. But again, I'm just that type of person that I wanted to keep ahead of the game. That's just how I ran things. And it made me more money in the long run because if an alternator went, a battery went, a tire went, a rim went, whatever it was, if I had it in stock, I just swapped it out, boom, 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 and it was ready to go as soon as possible. Other companies that cut corners, company that cut safety inspections, that cut labor, yeah, they might save a few dollars, but in the long run, they don't. They end up losing money. And when all of a sudden they need a battery or they need a rim and tire or they need an alternator, they have to buy it anyways. And then they're SOL because then it's going to take them an extended amount of time to order it. And think about the part shortages that we have now. It could take a week or a month sometimes. And all they have is they have to refund entire runs. And they have people mad at them. They get terrible reviews then because they didn't show up on somebody's wedding day. And they're going to have cars break down more often. But again, what do I know? I just ran a successful company with over 15,000 customers, sold it. And I'm just not the type of person that wants to have vehicles break down if they don't need to. Of course, things happen, right? I mean, there's cars that, we've all been there, right? When your car's on the road and it just all of a sudden breaks down and you had no idea what's going to happen. I mean, of course, it happens, right? But the reality of it is that having parts in stock, having safety inspections, having employees there on the clock, it's just like there's a lot of things you can do to prevent stuff from happening. When you have trains derailing every single day, over 1,000 per year, and they're now finding that, oh my gosh, we have these wheels that there's a safety problem with them. And they find this out after they're crashing. Couldn't they just have inspected them before they crashed? Well, hopefully this is a lesson to be learned. And I say this a lot because a lot of times, we think about things like 9/11 and Pearl Harbor and things like that. Unfortunately, those were lessons that the country had to learn because of a big disaster. But we learned a lesson. Hopefully, this will be a lesson we learn in the train industry and we actually do something of it. Because if we don't do anything, if we don't fix safety standards and Congress doesn't pass laws and train companies don't actually do something about it, if nothing's done about it, then, well, I guess we're the fools. So let me know your thoughts here in the comments. I'll keep you up to date here. If you appreciate these videos, don't forget to hit the like button for us and subscribe down below. Click the bell icon so you don't miss out on new videos. It's completely free to do so. Here's some videos you should watch next. Here is the Fed with an urgent warning for millions of low-income and middle-income Americans. And here is President Joe Biden and what they have to say on Social Security and Medicare. So click on one of those videos. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video.